We'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for July 7, 2014. Roll call, please.
Ernie Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Mannix.
Here.
Gerard Renadette.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Resolution 218, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of June 16th and June 23rd, 2014 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed
Have a
with.
motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second. Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Ernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 219, abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of plot of the claims number 7A14, 1113 through 1246 for $585,751.68. And abstract, excuse me, abstract 7A-14, 229 to 250 prepaid in the amount of $520,711.10 be received as reviewed by the audit committee and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Motion. Mr. Renadette, second. Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Ernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. We do have a public hearing coming up. I think we can get another resolution in prior to that. Resolution 220, Cernak School Bus Lease Agreement for Town of Plattsburgh Recreation Programs 2014 through 2015.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh recreation programs provide opportunities for youth during the summer to participate in a number of programs throughout the municipality. Whereas transportation in a rural community will often prevent town youth from participating in recreation programs. And whereas the Cernak Central School District is willing to enter into an agreement with the town of Plattsburgh to provide buses for summer youth programs. Therefore, be resolved that the town board is hereby approve the school bus lease agreement between Cernak Central School District as the leaser and the town of Plattsburgh as the leasee to lease buses for the youth recreational purposes commencing on the first day of July 2014 and ending on the 31st day of June 2015 for buses described in said lease, subject to rental of no consideration but subject to the terms and conditions set forth in said lease. And it is further resolved that after review and approval by the town attorney, the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute said lease for the town of Plattsburgh, and he is directed to obtain and initiate compliance of all other terms and provisions of said lease agreement at the rate of $3.02 per mile. It is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the finance manager, recreation director, Cernak School District, and Pool and Touring.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Ernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. At this time, I would like to go to our public hearing this evening, and I would ask for a motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second on that. Mr. Wood, any discussion? You get a roll call to open the hearing.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Ernie Bassett.
Yes, this will begin at 7 p.m. This is concerning the local law in relation to peddling, soliciting, and transient retail merchants. This is a second hearing. I'm not going to go into any more detail at this time. Is there anyone that has any written submissions for the the board? If not, I'd ask if there's anyone who has any comments or questions that they'd like to make at this time. If not, I'll leave the hearing open for a bit longer. And we will continue with Resolution 221, tennis court resurfacing and repainting for Cumberland Head Everest Rapidu Recreation Park.
Excuse me. Whereas the Park and Recreation Department is responsible for the maintenance of 8 sets of tennis courts in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas to maintain the value of said courts, the department must maintain the tennis courts on a maintenance schedule. And whereas Mr. Pyatt has obtained written formal quotes for the purchase of tennis court resurfacing and painting that were received and reviewed by Mr. Pyatt. Therefore be resolved that the town board is hereby authorized the resurfacing, cleaning, and repainting of the tennis court by Vermont Tennis Court Resurfacing, Post Office Box 6, St. Johnsbury, Vermont, 05819, in the amount of $14,114. And it be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all and any related documents relative to the resurfacing and repainting to Everest Rapidu Park to be made payable from the field maintenance account. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the finance manager and a copy given to Mr. Pyatt, Youth Service and Recreation Director.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manning, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Manning?
Yes.
Gerard Rensdale?
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 222, park-based sewer lining capital project closure.
Whereas the capital project titled Park-Based Sewer Lining Capital Project was approved by the Board Resolution 13-213 on July 15, 2013, and said project has been completed. And whereas it is determined that all project invoices have been paid in full, and there remains $29,055.22 in the capital fund project. And whereas the project was funded with funds from Park Sewer Fund, therefore be resolved that the town board is hereby authorized the closure of the park-based sewer lining capital project and reimbursement of the project funds balance to the Park Sewer Fund in the amount of $29,055.22, plus accrued interest. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Water and Wastewater Director and to the Finance Manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manning, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
Are there lines out there that need to be lined?
I think
Sewer lining?
I think it's safe to say there are a lot of lines that
I'm
need
just-
to be lined.
I'm just wondering why we're closing it out if we think that there's going to be more work to be done out there.
I can't answer for the director or our finance manager, but I think it's a lot cleaner if that particular project's done, you put that money back in the capital. Then when another project opens, depending on the funding sources, they'll open another account and move that over. It's a lot cleaner in audit purposes.
Okay.
And
I think it's still for the same purpose, Jared, we're still working on
Right. I know when I was on the committee, there were a lot of deficiencies out there, and I just didn't know if it would make more sense to leave that account open. But now I can understand, with $29,000,
it's a lot of money to leave
Yeah.
in there, and you don't know what else comes up, and it's just a lot cleaner. You open a project, you finish it, you close it,
Okay.
any fund balance, you put it back. Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Manning?
Yes.
Gerard Rensdale?
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 223, 3% site plan return deposit for Della Auto Group expansion site plan 2013.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of Della Auto Group Toyota Site Plan 2013. Whereas the Della Auto Group Toyota Site Plan 2013 has on file with the town of Plattsburgh a 3% deposit for construction of their project in the original amount of $500 plus accrued interest. Whereas the planning department has coordinated inspections of said project and reports all requirements have been met and completed. Whereas Dell Auto Group Toyota Site Plan 2013 has requested in a letter that the 3% deposit in the amount of $500 plus accrued interest to date be returned. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to release of said deposit in the amount of $500 plus accrued interest to date. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the planning department secretary with the return deposit to Michael Delabella.
Motion,
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
This certified copies to be forwarded by the planning department secretary,
She's the one who actually follows through on this and gets the check out.
but we don't need to have that go to anyone else besides, Michael Bennett.
No, that would be sufficient. It's the way we've done them for a
I
while.
thought it always went to the finance.
Anything with dollars, I usually put his name on, but these have gone to the secretary and she follows through. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Rivers.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 224, Champlain Park Water Capital Project closure.
Whereas the capital project titled Champlain Water Project opened in 1991 and all work has been completed. Whereas the water fund continues to pay a debt service related to the project and the Champlain Water Capital Project Fund contains a cash balance of $6,507.59. Therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the closure of the Champlain Water Park Capital Project and transfer of the $6,507.59 plus accrued interest to date to the water fund. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the wastewater director.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second. Mr. Wood, any discussion?
I have a question I'd like to ask. If we have a cash balance and we are continuing to pay a debt service, and the debt service isn't identified in this resolution, why wouldn't we use some of the cash balance to pay down the debt service?
I don't have an answer to that, given that this has been open for quite some time. It may have been a wise way to manage that balance, to put it toward the debt at this point. I'm guessing Mr. Stoddard, our finance manager, have decided it would be better just to close that account, put the money in the account where the debt service is being paid from. So
I hate to make assumptions, Marty, but I think what happened here was when the districts were consolidated, all of the debt became the debt of the consolidated district. And we have in the past had other water districts that had lease that were there, and we never did a formal closure of those accounts, putting the capital back into the consolidated district. So I'm guessing this is another one of those. And again, it's an assumption on my part, but I would say that what we're doing is we're cleaning up an account that has been labeled for years and years with the debt being assumed by a consolidated district.
well, one of the things the finance manager has done over the last few months is try to close accounts that were no longer needed to be open. It creates a lot of extra work. The auditors, the last couple of years, I think, recommended we close accounts that were still open for projects that had been completed and pulling those funds in. There would seem to have been some logic to put the fund balance toward the balance of the project. Now, if the project were a couple $100,000, the $6,000 probably wouldn't have been a big debt either. But it's good to close these loose accounts and streamline things. Any other discussion? Or roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Rivers.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. I'm going to go back to our open public hearing on the local law, the peddler's law, and ask one more time if anyone has any comments, questions. And if not, I would seek a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second on the motion to close.
Second, correction, it was open at 7:05.
I looked up at the big clock in the wall and it said 7. I usually, when I sit here, I usually go by that instead of the watch.
We came out here for 7, and we did 3 resolutions, I think.
Well, you got a good point, that clock might be
I think you tried to off.
itchy.
Occasionally I have not.
Not Mickey.
What would you say it was, Tom, 7:10?
Just 7:05.
7:05.
That's what I put to.
Okay, I stand corrected. And any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Flip.
Yes.
Mark Manick.
Yes.
Gerard Rendez.
Yes.
Yes, so we close now at 7:18. I don't know how that happened. I guess it did. Resolution 225, New York State Retirement System Amendment.
Whereas Resolution 09-270 was passed on August 17, 2009 to establish a standard workday for hours of elected and appointed officials as well as all civil service employees who are members of the New York State Retirement System. Whereas the Resolution 09-270 was passed, a standard workday was not established for the position of lifeguard and seasonal laborer, as those individuals were not members of the retirement system at that time. Therefore, be resolved that the town board is hereby set the following workday standard for elected officials and civil service employees, as so noted. And it is resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
And Mr. Renner, any discussion?
Basically, all we're doing is adding those two positions, everything else stays the same.
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
So it seems, so.
Anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Mark Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Rendez.
Yes.
Ernie Machenko.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 226, standard workday and reporting resolution.
Whereas the Controller's Regulation 315.4 was passed and became effective August 12, 2009, as per regulation, it is required that the town board adopt a standard workday and the terms and days worked per month be recorded for each office and position, and/or position. And whereas the standard workday and reporting resolutions should be updated periodically to reflect the changes, work hours of newly elected and appointed officials. Therefore, be resolved that the town board is hereby set the standard workday and service credit that will be reported to New York State and local employees' retirement system as attached. And it be further resolved that on passing this resolution shall be posted on the town's website and the official signboard located near the town clerk's office for a minimum of 30 days. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution and an affidavit of posting be filed with the office of the state controller within 45 days of the adoption of such resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and to the town clerk.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Mark Mannix.
Yes.
Gerard Rendez.
Yes.
Ernie Machenko.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 227, Twin State Maintenance Renewal Agreement.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh maintains an annual maintenance renewal agreement with Twin State to provide telephone hardware, software, and system support. Whereas Twin State has submitted a renewal agreement to the town for the service from July 16, 2013 to July 7, 2014. And whereas the town board has provided within the general fund of the town of Plattsburgh 2014 budget for the renewal of its one-year contract with Twin State in the amount of $7,089.84. Whereas the town attorney has approved as a form of a one-year contract submitted by Twin State. Now therefore be resolved that the one-year renewal contract submitted by Twin State be approved and the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute the same for the town of Plattsburgh, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
By Mr. Renner, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix. Couple of things. First of all, in the first whereas, I'd like to strike the word renewal. Mr. Renner, Mr. Mannix, do you have any concerns with that? It's a maintenance agreement that we're renewing. We're not renewing a renewal agreement.
Okay, no problem.
And in the second whereas, the dates obviously are wrong. It should read from August 8, 2014 to August 7, 2015. Gerard Meyer, you okay with that?
August 7th.
8/8/14 to 8/7/15.
The contract amount though is correct, $7,089.84.
$7,089.84. Correct. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Yes, the resolution passes as amended. Resolution 228, Agricultural and Industrial Fair of Clinton County.
The town clerk has received an application with a fee for license to conduct and operate a place of public amusement within the town of Plattsburgh. The Agricultural and Industrial Fair of Clinton County Incorporated at the Clinton County Fairgrounds. Whereas said applicant received the issuance of a New York State Certificate of Inspection by the Code Enforcement Officer indicating code compliance, and that a check for the application fee in the amount of $600 has been submitted to the town clerk's office. Therefore, be resolved that after review of the certificate of insurance naming the town of Plattsburgh as an additional insured, the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue said license for a period from Monday, July 14th through Sunday, July 20th, 2014. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, codes officer, and pool insurance.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 229, Fireworks Display Permit for Coyote Enterprises, Inc.
Whereas Coyote Enterprises Incorporated has duly submitted to the town board, town of Plattsburgh, an application for a permit for public display of fireworks on July 15, 2014, to take place at the Clinton County Fairgrounds situated along Route 22B in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the town is not required to collect a fee for the granting of such a permit. Whereas the town board has determined that in lieu of an adequate bond, in the amount of $1 million being provided by the applicant, a commercial general liability insurance policy in the minimum amount of $1 million for each occurrence, and general aggregated coverage in the minimum amount of $1 million, with the town being named as insured on the policy, be acceptable and submitted to the town attorney for his review. And upon the town attorney approving the application for liability insurance coverage as a form, and Clinton County Fairgrounds as the controlling agency of the land in which the public display of fireworks will be held, having also approved and granted said applicant by the town. Now therefore be resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to issue a required permit for the public display of fireworks by the applicant on Tuesday, July 7, 2014, at the Clinton County Fairgrounds, upon the town attorney approving said applicants as compliance with the conditions and requirement of section 405.00 of the penal law. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, codes officer, and pool insurance.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second.
For the purpose of the discussion, on the second.
Mr. Mannix. Discussion.
Question I've got, has this been discussed with pool insurance? And are they comfortable that this arrangement provides us with the same degree of protection as we would have if they had in fact secured the bond?
I don't think this is any different than what we've normally done.
It's the same thing as we've done in the past.
$1 million with the town named as additionally insured. I don't know why that language really persists in the resolution,
Okay.
because it implies in lieu of something they're doing this.
Right.
This is what they've done every year.
And that's what I was...
Yeah, it's pretty misleading.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned also with the resolve, the Tuesday, July 7. It doesn't seem to make sense in a couple of
15th.
accounts.
Today is July.
Today is the 7th, and it's not Tuesday.
Right.
I think that's supposed to read the day of the fireworks,
Which is the
which is
15th.
the 15th. Does that seem correct, Ricky? We should amend that to read the 15th. Gerard and Marty, you're okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have just one more.
When is it gonna be? When's?
No,
July 15th is Tuesday. It's the right day, it's the wrong date.
which is the opening day of the fair. They talk in here Sunday,
The
Like the
Monday
evening
previous
news.
one, right?
in the prior resolution, they talked about
The
Monday, the
The
14th.
reason that they did that, Marty, is because when the Reinhopper shows come,
Yeah,
the insurance starts, and they try to
When
put
they
it
get
on
here.
the ground.
yeah,
We're
they gotta put all that
we're
stuff
covered
up.
2 days before and 2 days after for takedowns, that's what we're covered both ways.
One other thing I've got is that, not for this year, but this is one of the few permits that I know that we have, that we don't collect a fee. I wonder why we wouldn't, as long as there's paperwork and there is work in the clerk's office to issue the permit, why don't we have a fee signed?
It's always been that way.
I know, but
It's your
that's no
county
reason,
fair.
there's no reason to.
I bet that's the answer, though.
We should have a
We missed
fee,
it.
if for nothing else, for the time involved in issuing the
Yep.
permit.
Yep.
So I would say that we probably want to take a look at that for next year.
I think in the most recent update, we indicated the resolution fees may be amended by resolution. I would assume we could add this one, or would that require?
I take a look at that. Wouldn't be a problem.
Well, we got a year to do it.
Yeah. We need to put some ticklers in our computers.
Well, I think it has to
We
be-
don't wanna wait a
Be
year because it won't
notified
happen.
that well in advance.
Pardon me?
Well, it probably wouldn't be, since it's beginning.
Rick, could
first
you
time.
maybe
Yeah,
go out on the
maybe
web and
not
see
one.
if there's a
Small,
number
okay.
that
Yeah,
other communities charge for a fireworks permit to operate? That give us some parameters if it's 25 or 250 or what it is. Okay? No, I think we want to do that rather quickly, so it's in place. It would be nice to share that with Coyote Enterprises before they leave this year. Maybe we can at least let him know when he gets his permit that surfaced, there was no fee for this, and clearly there was a lot of work involved by a number of personnel, and there will be one next
So
year.
Ricky said he had to make phone calls to find out, to get a copy of the license this year. There seems to have been some.
Oh, Ricky started on this 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We sent letters to Glenn Gillespie, et cetera, et cetera.
But we were just talking before the meeting, and he said that he made a call to Virginia,
Yeah, to the
ATF.
ATF office
So-
directly, and then they called me back onto it to confirm that all the paperwork, and then she faxed me a copy of his up-to-date license.
Rick, do you know how much Coyote charges by chance?
That'd be good to know, too. So maybe you can chase some of that down and give us a recommendation based on what you find, and we should act on that very soon. Even if you can pull, give us some sort of update next work session. We'll get Debbie to put it in the work session agenda so it stays until we get it done. Because otherwise history will repeat itself again. Good discussion. Any other discussion? Roll call as amended.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Renz.
Yes.
And Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, resolution passes. Resolution 230, appointment of Patrick Bowen to the Finance Committee.
Whereas the town board passed resolution 14-183 authorizing the formation of a finance committee to improve accountability and controls over finances and accounts, and to play a role, advisory role to the town supervisor, town board, and the finance manager. And whereas Mr. Patrick Bowen is a resident of the town who possesses skills and experience with finance and finance system, is willing to serve as a member of the finance committee. Therefore, be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby appoint Mr. Bowen to the finance committee to serve at the pleasure of the town board. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to Mr. Bowen, the finance manager, and it be further resolved that he take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of appointment and appreciation to Mr. Lowell.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadin, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Renadin.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 231, appointment of Herb Carpenter to the Finance Committee.
Whereas the town board passed resolution 14-183, authorizing the formation of a finance committee to improve accountability and control over finances and accounts, and to play an advisory role to the town supervisor, town board, and finance manager. Whereas Mr. Herb Carpenter, a resident of the town who possesses skills and experience in finance and financial systems, is willing to serve as a member of the finance committee. Therefore, be resolved that the town board does hereby appoint Mr. Carpenter to the finance committee for a term to expire 12/31/2019, effective immediately. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be given to Mr. Carpenter and the finance manager. And it be further resolved that we take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor to send a letter of appointment of appreciation to Mr. Carpenter.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
Not on this one, but on the previous one, if I could, there's no term of office for that one. Is that going to be an annual appointment?
I was grinning as I went through. The reason I did is the finance manager is a standing member of that committee.
Okay.
So as long as he's here, he's on, or until
So
we
this would be,
change.
this would be a one-time appointment, the previous
One-time
one would be a
appointment.
one-time appointment.
Right.
All right, thank
The
you.
others are going to be staggered. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Renadin.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution is carried, and very pleased to have, especially Mr. Carpenter, on this committee. He certainly does bring a great deal of expertise. He's volunteered to serve on our Board of Ethics as well. He's doing a lot of good things in the community. We
Sure
appreciate
is.
that. We do have other members that, just a number of situations have taken place this week, and we haven't been able to follow up with other individuals, but I expect our next board meeting will be able to maybe fill this rate out. Resolution 232, adoption of local law number 2 of 2014, peddling, soliciting, and transient retail merchants.
Whereas resolution 14-214 was adopted by the town of Plattsburgh Town Board to set a public hearing that was to take place in the town of Plattsburgh Town Hall, 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, on July 7, 2014, at 7:05 p.m. to hear all interested parties on a proposed local law entitled Peddling, Soliciting, and Transit Retail Merchants. Whereas said notice of public hearing was duly advertised in the Press Republican, the official newspaper of the town of Plattsburgh, posted on the bulletin board maintained by the town clerk pursuant to Town Law 30, Section 6, and posted on the Town of Plattsburgh website for a period not less than 5 days prior to the public hearing. Whereas pursuant to Part 617 of the implementing regulations pertaining to Article 8, State Environmental Quality Review Act, it has been determined that the town board that adoption of said proposed local law would not have significant effect upon the environment and could not be processed by any other applicable government agency without further regard to the seeker. And whereas the town board, after due deliberation, finds it is in the best interest of the town to adopt said local law. Now therefore, it be resolved that the town board of Town of Plattsburgh hereby adopts said local law as a local law number 2 of 2014 entitled Peddling, Soliciting, and Transit Retail Markets, and that a copy of said attached hereto is made part thereof, and the town clerk to be there directed and entered into the local law in the minutes of the said meeting, and entered into the local law in the Town of Plattsburgh local law book, and to be given notice of the adoption of local law to the Secretary of State. And it be further resolved that this local law shall take effect immediately upon its filing with the office of the Secretary of State.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
I'd like to take an opportunity to thank Mr. Coffey for his patience with us in rewriting this, what, 4 times, Jim?
I don't know,
I
stopped
think,
counting.
I think that what we've got is a document that 15 or 20 years from now, we're gonna take a look at and say that this is what we wanted, how can we, nobody's gonna say, how did they miss this, or how come this wasn't put in there? This is, it was discussed, it was hashed, it was rewritten so many times that I think we've got a good finished
I know,
product.
yeah, thank you.
Good. Okay, and Ricky, couple items that you had really honed in and, brought the issue of concern with the one particular peddler, and hopefully will level the playing field for our local brick and mortar stores. So it's good, always good to update, things change. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Gerard Reddick.
Yes.
Ernie Bach.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 233, on-call MEO 3 temporary position in the highway department.
Whereas the supervisor has received a letter dated July 2nd, 2014, from the highway superintendent James Wood requesting that due to low staffing and retirement, the town board create and fill an on-call temporary MEO 3 position in the highway department. Whereas Mr. Fred Levine, a former employee who has the skills and training to perform the necessary duty, has agreed to work on a temporary basis to support the department's needs. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor is authorized to create a civil service position, a temporary on-call position for the highway department, and sign all necessary documents to hire Mr. Fred Levine as a temporary on-call employee of the town highway department. And a certified copy of this resolution will be given to the highway superintendent, finance manager, home insuring, and civil service of Clinton County Department of Personnel for the final approval. And a copy be placed in Mr. Levine's personnel file. And it be further resolved that the town board welcomes Mr. Levine back to the town with appreciation for his willingness to serve in this capacity.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second. Mr. Wood, any discussion?
We do have enough money in the budget because of people that have left and such. Okay. And the other thing is, you brought to my attention that there's an updated letter from Jim, other than this one here. Does the hourly amount stay the same, Bernie, or
Yes.
was he asking for more?
No.
Okay.
I
Just
don't
basically
believe so.
stipulating a MEO 3 instead.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. I thought that letter was done, but I don't have it.
So there was another change
Um,
other than the wording.
Other than the MEO 3 in the first whereas, in the original, there was a typo in the third line.
That's it.
That's it.
So it's MEO
It's 3.
3.
I think it's pretty clear that this actually is a budgetary savings. In addition to solving a personnel issue, it's going to save money in the department, in the budget.
I don't know, the numbering system is just wrong on this, not on the resolutions.
The agenda or the resolution?
On the
Oh, we
agenda.
got two.
It's supposed to be 230. 230. It's just the, must be this.
I don't really look at the agenda, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
The agenda jumps to 300 numbers
Hang
for 249. Instead of 230, it jumped to
Went from 2
330.
to 3, I see what you're saying.
on. I just wanted to make sure
No.
that I hadn't missed something in that the resolution actually had the right number, which it
Actually,
does.
you missed 100 resolutions.
Well,
Oh,
Matt,
God, I missed 100 resolutions.
Remember when you were out that time?
Whoa, that's the most I've missed, I think. I think I took a nap, I don't know. It's a long one.
Okay, any other discussion? I do have the updated letter, and it still 1902.
Okay.
Remember, I have two resolutions on there. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manning,
Yes.
Gerard Renfro.
Yes.
And Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, the resolution carries.
That letter was dated July 2nd.
The letter I've got is dated July 2nd.
Okay, not that.
Resolution 234, Planning Department Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Phil Von Bargen, Planning and Engineering Department head for the month of July 2004.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, excuse me, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manning,
Yes.
Gerard Renfro.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 235, adoption of a breastfeeding policy.
Whereas enforcement of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, along with amendments to the Fair Labor Standard Act, require that protection for lactation of women be provided, and that all employers provide mothers who wish to pump breast milk during working hours with the time, support, and appropriate accommodations needed throughout the first 3 years of their child's life. Therefore, be resolved that the town of Plattsburgh breastfeeding friendly policy is attached and adopted and made part of the town's official policy books effective immediately. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and policy be given to the bookkeeper for filing and all department heads for immediate implementation and compliance.
Have a motion, please. Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manning,
Yes.
Gerard Renfro.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, resolution carries. That's the business that I have this evening. I'd like to make one note. The absence of Mr. Cashman this evening is a result of death in his family. He's unable to be here. We appreciate that being noted. If no one has it,
I just was wondering if pursue in terms of negotiation.
I'm waiting for a summary report based on our meetings from our consultant, first part of August. Any other discussion? If not, the
Yes, have a
motion.
safe trip.
Thank you, sir.
And make sure you come back safely.
Make sure I come back, is the part I'm doing. Have a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion on the motion to adjourn? If not, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manning,
Yes.
Gerard Renfro.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, we will stand adjourned at 7:45.